Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Kurt on Cougs. Today we're previewing BYU's draw and their chances this year in the NCAA tournament. Really exciting stuff. Yesterday it was announced BYU will be playing in the East region, specifically in Denver, for at least first and second round. Depends on how far the Cougs go, of course. And their first round opponent will be VCU, with whoever wins that matchup taking on the winner of Wisconsin and Montana. So that is the Cougars setup. And in my opinion, it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. VCU definitely a tough first round matchup. But I feel like it's winnable for the Cougars. And then I feel like it's very possible as well that BYU could end up beating Wisconsin and ultimately having a pretty stinking deep run in this tournament. So yeah, diving right into it. First of all, the matchup with VCU. VCU, the A10 champs. They've been playing really well as of late. I believe they're 9-1 coming into this one, same as the Cougars. Both teams 9-1. VCU, the way they win games, very different than BYU. This is a team that really strives on defense, plays at a slow pace. So I know I saw some concern yesterday when this came out saying like, oh shoot, it's a team just like Houston. And I would say not quite like that. I would say this is more like West Virginia type of team, very strong on defense. Not close to the elite level of Houston, but still very challenging matchup for the Cougars. Other things to know about them, a lot of their athleticism is down low. They got some really good athletic bigs. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see, especially Keba going up against those guys. I think that's going to be really exciting. Cannon Catchings, if he gets much time, hopefully he's back. Honestly, in my opinion, I think having Cannon Catchings back for the tournament could be huge, just because he is such an explosive player. Like when he's on his mark, when he's playing at his best, he can take this team to another level. So yeah, just with how explosive of a playmaker he is. We saw what he did against Baylor. Was ultimately the difference maker in that one. And so I think that if he's healthy, then things are looking pretty good for the Cougars. Overall, though, I feel like this roster very well prepared for this game. Things are going to be important in this one, and I will give a full preview of this game on either late Wednesday, early Thursday. Previewing the matchup, but rebounding is going to be another thing that's going to be very important in this battle, as VCU very, very good on the offensive boards. They don't shoot very well from three, and just overall from the field, not the greatest shooting team, and so that's kind of the way they make up for it. So very much in this matchup, it's offense versus defense. One of the things that gives me the most optimism is just that, VCU's offense, I believe BYU should have the advantage over them on defense. And then, in my opinion, if the Cougars can just score probably in this game above 70 points, I think they end up winning this thing. It's really going to come down to, is BYU able to find success against a stingy defense, not get flustered, just play a good, solid game. In my opinion, if they do that, they should be moving on to the next round. So now, looking overall, what does success look like for this BYU team in the NCAA tournament this year? In my opinion, what would be good is a first-round win. That would be awesome. That would be success. I don't know. I'd be very happy with that. That's something BYU has not done since, and that being winning in the first round of the tournament since the Jimmer Fredette era. So it has been quite a while. Quite a few great teams have come through and have not quite gotten it done. Like you're looking at 2020, who, their tournament got canceled. 21 and 24, both of whom lost in the first round. 21 to a very much underseeded UCLA team that went all the way to the Final Four, and last year's team to a tough, scrappy Duquesne team. And this year, just really hoping for that first round win. A first round win, and you're looking pretty good. Now, some kind of exciting stuff. There's lots of national analysts all over the place who are predicting a BYU run to the Sweet 16 or even the Elite 8. That was even said on the selection. So one of the analysts said that he feels like BYU has enough to make it, to the Elite Eight. And so I feel like BYU is set up very, very well in this tournament. And in my opinion, they should have a good shot if they end up playing Wisconsin. I could see the Wisconsin matchup being very similar to the games against Arizona or Iowa State. I would still pick Wisconsin in that matchup. But ultimately, I think BYU would have a pretty good shot to keep it close and possibly pull off the upset. And of course, it'd be nice if Montana pulls off the upset, BYU beats VCU. In that case, you have a real good shot at the Sweet 16. But of course, it all starts on Thursday against VCU. You get through the first round, get some momentum going, and it'll be really exciting to see what this team does. Anything Sweet 16 or better would be great, would be amazing. BYU has only been to the Sweet 16 once since the tournament expanded to 64 teams. And so, it has not happened very often. Another time it happened, where actually they made it all the way to the Elite Eight, was back in 1980. Back then, the tournament was 48 teams. So BYU wasn't one of the higher seeded teams, so they still played the exact same number of games you have to play these days in order to make the Elite Eight. But some of their opponents just had more buys, I think. So this has the potential to be one of the greatest postseasons in BYU basketball history. So excited to see how it goes. So excited to see how the conference does as well. You got teams like Houston, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Baylor. Lots of teams that I think could make a deep run as well. Like, this could be a really good tournament for the Cougs as well as the rest of their conference. So I'll be back tomorrow with an overall preview of this tournament. And let's go Cougs.